better palate cleanser can there be except Scott? Chat, it is Scott time, where he is going to test out how lethal are less lethal rounds. You have not watched Scott in a while? We need some Scott tonight. After that, we definitely need some Scott tonight. So, are we ready, chat? Let's fucking
So this is it.
go.
What do you think about my new rental property?
Yeah, it's pretty nice, but probably needs a little fixing up.
Yeah, it definitely needs a little bit of TLC.
Yeah, man. There are not any spiders in here, are there? Because I'm like terrified of spiders.
No, there's no spiders in here.
It's watermelon time.
Maybe.
Anyways, the
we'll
first
see
thing
if
I'm
he
going
does
to do is probably
watermelons.
knock out this wall, and then I'm going to have to do some painting.
Spider!
Scooter, there are no spiders in here. Quit blowing holes in my floor.
Oh my god!
I got you.
Shit, where the fuck did he just take that out of? He just pulled that out of his ass. Literally. Scott, is there something you would like to share with the rest of the class? He did a better job than Highlander does with their swords.
No!
Deado or Deadpool?
What's up, everybody? My name is Scott, and you're watching Kentucky Ballistics. We're back out on the range, and today we're going to have some fun with some less lethal shotgun rounds. In our last video, we shot some demo ranch dressing with a 410 rubber buckshot. It seemed to be pretty effective and kind of got me thinking, how effective would it be in a real-life scenario? So today we're going to test that out. Let me show you what I got, and we're going to get started.
Okay. Whoa.
So for today's video, we have another Ballistic Dummy Labs zombie torso.
Hey, Van? Correct, Lurker. Less lethal does not equal non-lethal. It just means you might be less likely to kill
Normally,
them.
I have just the torso or just the head. Well, I asked him, could you just put the two together? I think that'd be pretty awesome. So this is what we got today. We have a full-blown zombie torso. Torso and the head attached. These things are pretty ridiculous. We have lifelike flesh, zombified bones, zombified organs, and green blood. Now on a zombie, you're probably not gonna try to use less lethal, but this is what we're gonna use today for our volunteer. So I've had
Who knows? Depending on the results, maybe less lethal would
some
be
trouble
just
in the
fine for a
past getting
zombie.
these things to stay standing up. Turns out there's a solution for that I just haven't been using. If you look right here, there's a piece of PVC pipe that goes up inside this zombie torso. Underneath the table, I have a bucket of concrete with a PVC pipe. I have a dowel rod going down into that, and then I'll insert the dowel rod into the zombie, and it should keep it upright for the whole video.
Oh, jeez. Careful, Scott. That's expensive.
You really need to lay off the Twinkies. All right. Hey, that works really good. Look at that. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. 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 I cracked his skull. So before we start...
Hey, I was going to use my soundboard there, and then he actually started punching the zombie in the head. Think it better not do
blasting this
that.
thing, I am going to put a shirt on him.
Kaizo. Sorry, that was meant for 6, not Kaizo. Sorry, Kaizo, I meant 6. And the Writing Gamer, we are watching Kentucky Ballistics. And he punched a zombie torso a little too hard.
Most attackers would probably be wearing clothes. Some wouldn't be, but most
If you've ever watched cops before, you know that is not necessarily the case, that they're wearing clothes.
would be wearing clothes. So I feel like we should at least put a shirt on him. There we go. It's looking good. We're gonna stick a hat on him also. I have quite a few less lethal rounds for us to use today. Most of them I'm gonna leave his shirt on, but towards the end, I may take his shirt off just so we can get a better view of what it would be doing to an attacker. But before we get started, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends is taking over and gaming will never be the same again. Raid is the first game to
that
ever
was a
bring
microphone
true
change. Holy shit,
console-level
Scott.
experience to your phone. They've set the bar high and there's no going back. I've been playing Raid for a while now, and as you already know, my favorite part about the game is the champions. And today I'm going to show you a few of them that I've been playing with that are
Shadow
absolutely
Legends.
awesome. First up, we have Angar, who is an HP Void legendary champion from the Void faction. Angar's name is a little on the nose as he is a master of insult.
Is it just me, or does it sound really fucking weird to hear Scott talking about Raid Shadow Legends? Is anyone else just a little bit weirded out by this, or is it just me? Like, for a gun tuber, talking about a medieval mobile game just sounds weird. And Shadow Club, bear in mind, this video came out 2 years ago. So, Raid Shadow Legends was everywhere 2 years ago.
Absolutely awesome. These skins are awesome because it allows you to alter a champion's appearance to better suit your style and preference. And here's one of my personal favorites. This is the
I know, Shadow Claw.
with Raid, and if you click my link in the description down below or scan my QR code on the screen, you'll get a starter pack that's worth almost $40. We're talking 3 free champions plus 10 magic XP brews, 10 force XP brews, and
Like, I played Raid Shadow Legends myself. It's fun for about 10 minutes. It's fun for 10 minutes and then it gets boring. Yeah, exactly, Plug. You play for a little bit and then it gets boring. It gets boring real fucking
We're going to
quick.
start out with the only less lethal round I have in 410. These are 2.5-inch 410 shells, and they are rubber buckshot. They say most attacks happen around 7 yards, so that's what we're going to be shooting from today. And I'm going to be using a 410 judge.
Fix.
This buckshot was pretty effective on the demo ranch dressing. Let's see what it does to our ballistic torso. I'm going to give it to him right in the pec.
Okay, bounced.
Looked like that stung a little
Got
bit.
through the shirt, though.
It ripped through his shirt,
Yeah.
and one of them got caught right in his t-shirt.
Wow.
See what kind of damage we did. All right, yeah, that definitely would have hurt. It did not go inside him, but
Mm.
that tore up
Did it
his
crack the
skin.
rib?
All right, I'm gonna put this back down.
Okay, I'm guessing he didn't crack the rib because he probably would have said something. But yeah, that would fucking hurt. You'd have some good contusions from that.
And now we're gonna move on to 12
Definitely
gauge.
stop you.
So for the 12 gauge, I'm gonna be using a shotgun that's pretty common for home defense. This is a Mossberg Maverick 12 gauge shotgun. It's chambered in 3-inch and 2 3/4-inch shells. And we're gonna start out with some 12 gauge rubber buckshot.
Eh.
You just got jammed.
All right, here we go.
Nice.
Again,
Nice,
it looks like
that was
we,
nice.
oh no. Those actually kind of went in him a little bit. Ooh, that would really hurt. These went through his shirt.
Oh, shit. Damn. Like, that's in the skin. You're needing to look at how deep that one is. That one's like, looks like a 1/2 inch deep. Yeah, that one, Lurker, I'm not sure that's quite enough to hit the jugular. I don't think it's quite deep enough. But this one, that's the trachea. This one right here might have gone actually deep enough to hit the trachea. Which, that fucks someone up. This one, I don't think it's deep enough to hit that carotid. I don't think that one is deep enough to hit the carotid artery. Or at least, let me rephrase. It may have, but I don't think it might have been deep enough to cause, severe damage to the carotid where it might kill him. Let me put it that way. I don't think it would have been deep enough to cause enough damage to be fatal, but this one in the trachea area might, or at least it's gonna definitely fuck with their breathing.
Which if you look,
yeah.
most of those went through his shirt. Here's one just kind of hanging out. Let's lift this up. Oh my. Oh. Whoa,
Oh,
one's in his mouth.
Stuck in him.
Right there.
Holy shit, I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that. Oh my god. Yeah, this person, if they have not been knocked unconscious from the pain, they're gonna be like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
So they didn't go very deep, but they did make it inside
but that still would fucking hurt.
his body. I mean, that definitely would not be fatal. None of these would have made it to a vital organ or anything like that, but definitely would have stung and you would be bleeding a little bit. The 12 gauge rubber buckshot was a lot more effective than I thought it would be. So I'm really excited about this one. This is 12 gauge double ball. Those are 2 rubber balls and I'm really excited to see what happens. There we go, I'm gonna hit him right in the middle.
Oh boy.
Looks like
one of them looked like it didn't go in.
stuck
I
in
don't
his
know about
chest.
that bottom one though.
Okay, I'm pretty sure one bounced off of him, but it did some damage. And this one's actually stuck inside his chest a little bit. See if I can lift up this shirt without it falling out. Oh, no, the rubber ball's in him. Look at that. That would hurt.
Oh, shit.
That would really hurt.
Yeah.
That did not make it into his rib
but
cage.
that one is deep.
It stopped right there in the fleshy part and took a piece of his shirt with it. Okay, before we move on, I'm gonna...
Wow. Oh, and the fact that he took a piece of his shirt with him. Now you're talking about potential infection. Because if depending on how dirty the shirt is, now you're talking about introducing God knows what with the cloth of that shirt. Wow. Not lethal, but definitely
I'm gonna take his
fucking
shirt and I'm gonna
ouch.
spin it around because we're starting to get quite a few holes and I don't want us to get confused, so there we go. Up next, we're about to push it real good. We got some salt and pepper 12 gauge shotgun rounds. That is literally big chunks of salt and pepper. Really curious to see what this does to him.
You know what? The only time I've heard about salt and pepper rounds is a joke. I'm trying to remember where it was at. The only time I've ever heard about salt and pepper rounds, I think it's either on a TV show or a movie. And it was used as a joke. Really, it was used in Kill. I never saw Kill Bill, so I'll take your word for that. Yeah, that's kind of the question is, like, what kind of salt are we talking about? Are we talking about, like, rock salt, or are we talking about salt? So, I don't know. I'm interested. Yeah, it looks like it might be rock salt.
Whoa! That looks like that would have stung a little bit. So it looks like our wadding did some damage to him. There's a bunch of salt right there. And I can see his shirt got peppered a little bit. Let's lift this up.
Well.
Oh yeah, he's got Got a little bit of salt on him there. That would have stung for sure. That
Surprising. So it must have been rock salt to allow it to have that kind of propelled mass. That's surprising. It was able to do that level of damage. I'm
would have
honestly
stung.
really
But
surprised
hey,
by that.
at least you wouldn't have to clean that one out. I mean, it's already good to go because it's full of salt. Up next is a rather interesting round. This is an HV Star.
Doc, you were very likely right. It was probably all from the salt. The pepper probably disintegrated the moment the shell engaged.
Less lethal round. Yeah. I'm really curious to see what this does. All right, here we go.
Ooh, it bounced. But it cut through there.
Well, just bounced right off of it.
How much damage did it do?
Here it is right here. That's definitely probably one of the nicer ones to get hit with. I'm not really sure where it hit.
Oh my god, it's a freaking shotgun koosh ball. Does anybody remember the koosh balls? Does anybody remember those? The koosh ball? That was a shotgun koosh ball.
Hit him. I don't think it did a lot of damage to him.
Oh,
I'm not really seeing anything.
Put a nice little star on him. I think it caused that right there. Because that's where the hole was. I think that it caused that right there. That's a not insignificant amount of damage.
Well, I don't know. So far, this has been the kindest thing we have shot him with. Looking good, buddy. Looking good.
Yeah, that star thing is
right where it hit. The rubber buckshot and the rubber balls were pretty effective. I would argue almost too effective. So I feel like this is probably going to do quite a bit of damage. This is an extended range rubber slug. That looks pretty bad. That's a big slug.
Oh shit, this gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Although, Chet, am I crazy or does that seem not a whole ton of powder? Does it seem like there's not a whole ton of powder in there? Because you can see right there, it's like, that's the powder. Is it just me or does that not seem like a lot? I didn't think so. So this may not do quite as much damage as we are hoping for. No. 6, I was looking above the spacer.
Pretty bad.
Hang on. Right here. This is the spacer. Wait. Is this the spacer? Is this a spacer right here or is this powder? I don't know. But I'm very anxious to see. It goes above the powder. So the powder's down here. Okay. I think I can maybe almost see it. Like this is the powder. So that may be the top of the line of the powder right there. It's a fair bit of powder.
It's a big slug.
Okay, let's see what it does. It did not bounce.
I bet that is lodged in his chest.
It did not bounce.
Yeah, I can already tell.
I agree.
That's not going to be good. Oh dear, yeah. That looks like that hurt a little bit.
Oh, Jesus.
Right there, that is stuck in him.
Look at that entry wound. Like, holy shit. Regardless of the fact that he didn't hit any vital organs, look at that entry wound. Think of the amount of bleeding this is going to cause. Yeah, this is a trip to the hospital. This is a trip in an ambulance to the ER right here. Holy shit. Like, the entry wound is what really impresses me. That is a very impressive entry wound, I must say.
What is this? Oh, that broke a rib. Ooh. This is definitely less lethal, but you would definitely need to go to the doctor. Up next is the round.
Did he just take a piece of the rib out? It actually broke off a piece, which could potentially puncture a lung? Holy shit.
That I'm most excited about, this is a 12 gauge bean bag. This thing is really dense, so I expect it to do a little bit of damage.
Now, this I actually don't expect to do a ton of damage. Beanbag rounds been getting used for years by law enforcement. I don't think it's gonna penetrate. It's gonna leave one fuck of a bruise, but it's not gonna. I don't think it'll penetrate. Because, like I said, beanbag rounds have been used by law enforcement for decades at this point. 6. I don't. Maybe.
Uh-oh.
You just got jammed.
How does that even happen? Look at that.
Go down, Scott.
Let's try again.
Go down.
There we go. Here we go. Lower section. Oh. Oh gosh.
That stayed.
Oh, I think that made it into him.
No fucking way.
Oh. Oh dear. Oh. Oh no. It went through his shirt and made it into an organ, it looks like. Yeah, that's in there all right.
I was not expecting that. Yeah, 6, you were right. I was not expecting that. Wow. And the fact that it went into an organ, you now have internal bleeding.
Nope, no
Shit.
blood. Didn't bust anything. Take into consideration that you would have muscle, fat, and skin when this is more like a gelatin substance. I don't think the beanbag would have just sucked into you like that. I mean, I think it.
He is right about that. Ballistics gel is, they are missing some key components there with muscle and fat. That is something to take in consideration. It still would hurt like hell. That does showcase the power behind it. And yeah, Albert, it's especially in that area, you're getting hit right in the breadbasket. You are right now struggling to try to remember how to even breathe again. 100%, yes.
It would have hurt and done some damage, but still would have hurt pretty bad. This next round is one that's more effective at a point blank range. The last round we're going to use is a 12 gauge confetti round.
Confetti round.
Okay, well, he caught, I guess, this is just some of the paper, like burnt paper, on his face. It would sting the eyes a little bit, but I don't think the confetti round would do much to you. Okay, that was all of the less lethal rounds that I brought today, and we shot all of them at him with a shirt on. I have other plans for this guy, so I don't want to completely destroy him, but let's take at least one shot at him with the rubber buckshot so we can see what it looks like without his shirt on in the slow-mo. And then after that, I think I'm going to take at least one shot at his face with the 12 gauge beanbag rounds. Okay, rubber buckshot is first.
Oh God.
Here we go. Ooh.
About the same. That looked like about the same as when the shirt was on, in all reality. So the shirt really didn't offer much protection in the first place.
All right, that looks like it was just as bad with his shirt off as it was with his shirt on. I don't think the shirt made much of a difference when it comes to how deep
No,
These things
it
are going to
didn't.
penetrate. They're all stuck in him pretty good. They're like little pimples. So now let's hit him in the face with a beanbag shell. Okay, here we go. I'm
Oh,
pretty
this is gonna
curious
be
to see what
good.
happens.
I think it's gonna, depending on where he hits him, I think it's gonna crack the skull. I think he's gonna have a
It's about
fractured skull
right
after this.
there.
Whoa! Holy shit! That's fatal. That is fatal. Yeah, I said skull fracture and it went beyond. That that just milkshaked his brain. He now is, his brain is now a McFlurry. Yaller Kirby stopped resisting.
Oh my gosh! I didn't mean to do that. Oh man. So this is an example where less lethal means just that. It's less lethal, but
Yes.
it could still be lethal. I mean, if you get hit in the face with a beanbag round, I mean, it could be pretty bad. I was hoping to hit him in the teeth so that if we broke something, I wouldn't bust his head open. But looks like these things hit a little high because I was aiming about right there and we cracked his head. So this is not the beanbag that is inside his head. This is another one. I wanted to show you what they were. So that is what he was hit with, but on the inside of it is lead shot, and that is why it is so dense.
Yeah, that's gonna have some weight and density to it. Not at all surprising now that it punched through the skull and turned his brains to goo. But, chat, on the plus side, now you know. In a zombie apocalypse, beanbag round works just fine. And you know what? I bet that less lethal slug would work fine too. I bet you that less lethal slug would do the same damage that the beanbag round did.
Are going
I
to
have
be
a suspicion.
okay, all right? Don't panic. Easy does it, big guy. Get you in there, secure your head, secure that neck. You're bleeding on my seats, so inconsiderate. Yeah, you're gonna be all right.
He is a zombie. Why am I getting, what's his name from Evolution vibes right now? Talk to the dummy. You're gonna be okay! Sean William Scott. I'm getting Sean William Scott vibes from the opening of Evolution, where he's talking to the sex doll saying, "You're gonna be okay, ma'am."
It's the wrong seatbelt, I'm sorry. All right, you're all buckled up. Hey, don't you go dying on me, you're gonna be okay.
Sean William Scott from Evolution. Don't you, for context, if you think for context, in the beginning of the movie Evolution, it's a sci-fi movie, sci-fi comedy, Sean William Scott is training, air quotes, for his fireman's test, in which he pulls up to this ramshackle little shack, takes a sex doll out of the trunk, puts the sex doll in the shack, and then lights the shack on fire to pretend like he's basically conducting a rescue. And when it's on fire, he kicks the door open, goes, "Don't worry, ma'am, I'm here to save you." Runs inside, takes out the sex doll, throws it on the ground, yells to invisible people, "Keep those people back, this is an emergency," and starts doing really bad CPR, going, "Don't you die on me." You know what? I'm gonna show it to you. After we finish, after this is over, seconds,
All right, that's going to be it for today's video.
Yes,
What did you think about the less lethal rounds, and are there any other shotgun rounds you'd like to see tested on a ballistic dummy? Leave your answers in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a big favor and give it a like, and if you're not subscribed to Kentucky Ballistics, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure and check me out on Kentucky Customs, Kentucky Ballistics Shorts, Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links to all those can be found in the description down below, along with a link to KentuckyBallistics.com, just in case you want to pick up a shirt. And as always, my name is Scott. Thank you so much for watching Kentucky Ballistics, and I'll see you next time.
You know what? I am not only going to like, I have been doing a severe disservice to Scott. I forgot to subscribe to him. I have done a severe disservice, and I'm correcting that. I will subscribe to Scott because I have forgotten to do that.